If you love making fabric flowers but aren't sure what to do with them after they're finished, this video is going to open your imagination in a big way. Today, I'm showing you how flowers can become wearable art, dimensional quilts, and even something completely unexpected. Now that you have completed all of these beautiful flowers that are made out of ribbon, what in the world are you going to do with them? There's so many ways that you can be working with these, and they really make great gifts. So let me show you a few things that I've done so that hopefully this will give you some great ideas. This is one way to really kind of express your love for the flowers that you're creating. These actually are hair ties, hair clips, every single one of them. These are the longer clips. See how long they are? And that's why I added two to a couple of these. But this was a great gift to be able to give to people. All ages accept these. And not only do they use these as hair clips, but they also can clip them onto their clothes. They can clip them onto their purses. Here's some more of the same idea. This is one that's a white rose. Then I went into the smaller pieces. These are on the, on the smaller clips. And the teenagers just eat this up. They think this is just a delightful thing to have. So this is just another way to be doing, I think, some kind of interesting and nice things with the flowers that you're creating. And then I'm going to do a bigger class on this one, but these are done with fabric. And then the class that I'm going to be teaching you guys is all about using fabric to make these. This one I really like for the holidays because it's done with like a satin fabric. And the rest of these were actually just scraps from made-up fabrics that I had. And all of these are pins. And one time I had this very, very large class and I thought, oh my gosh, what can I give them as a gift? So each of them got a pin. I mean, they were so happy to have these. So really think about how you can use these as a really fun gift. Here's one idea that I think is just very unusual, and I've given it away as a lot of times as a gift, and people just adore it. It's actually a styrofoam wreath, and I covered it with ribbon and finished it off with a little bow. And then the variety of all the different flowers that we've created in these videos. Changing the color really changes the dynamic of what the color, how the color can influence what you're looking at. But this is one idea of one way that you could work with lots of flowers. And then I wanted to show you, this is a huge collage. Well, not huge, but a lot of flowers in here. I wanted to, again, show you the background. Notice how it is the dark on the bottom and then it gradually moves up to the light. You really don't pay attention to it because there's so much activity with the color in the flowers. But as I was putting this together, and this one travels with me, I wanted to show you, I corrected a mistake. I don't think you can see it, but right over here, that space right there lost its little snippet. And I had to go ahead and create another one. And up here at the top, again, right there. And I even left it open a little bit so you can see that when you look at the whole picture, you're really not going to see that. But now that I've mentioned it, I'm sure you're going to keep looking for it. But it's just it's a beautiful way to be working with all these flowers. And every time I put this out on the wall or every time that I take it to class, it just gets lots of oohs and ahs. And you know what? It feels good when I walk in my studio and I see this. I made this quilt as a sample for Fairfield Batting. I think it's called Fairfield World. They changed their mind. And we really got into some funky things with all of these. But what I wanted you to really see was how I used very gentle little accents on the corners by using the flowers that are real petite, but they draw the color all the way around the quilt so that you don't miss a trick, but they don't take you off the quilt. That was a really fun quilt to make. The flowers in this art quilt were made a little bit different. I took I think it's called poly satin fabric, folded it in half, and then I did the gather stitch on it, and then I dyed just the tips with a tiny, tiny bit of watercolor, and it turned out so beautiful. I don't know if you can see this or not, but the free motion stitching is all hearts. And believe me, I am not good at free motion, but I don't let that get in my way. The sign was fused onto fabric that you can run through your printer, and that was an easy thing to do. And then I just did a decorative stitch all the way around the heart. But I think that turned out to be a really pretty piece. I think it's probably about, I think the inside is 11 by 11, and then usually has a 3-inch border around it. And here on my design wall, where I have the variety of the different flowers, the white carnation, I think, adds a great pop to this design element. One of my favorite ways of using the three-dimensional flowers is by adding them to my vessels. Here's one that's called the Gratitude Vessel, and this is on my YouTube channel, where you can observe how to do this for free. It's a free class. Here's another one. This was a fun one to do. All those flowers are flowers that you find in Alaska. I taught this on a cruise to Alaska, and we did hand stitching rather than doing machines, because somebody else was using the machines. But that was a fabulous trip. All quilters doing what we love to do best. And this turned out to be a great memory. And this one turned out to be a class where I was teaching 3 different ways to create the flowers and what to do with them. And again, because it was a class where we didn't have the machines, we did this in hand stitching. We hand stitched the seams with a whip stitch, but you can also do it on your sewing machine. But these are some great ideas on how you can use not only your flowers, but how to be really imaginative on your vessels. This rose, I wanted to keep the background kind of soft, so it's again on a 16 by 20 canvas frame. I used batting, and then I put I stitched, I'll show it to you there, and then I just stitched kind of wide little zigzags all over it, and then just glued it to the back. Above it is the tulip, and again, same technique, batting, and then I had like a velvet black, and I used a shiny stitch and thread and just ran north and south about an inch apart. And that worked really well for that one. Over here, this is probably the only one that I've ever really used with a background fabric. That's Ricky Tim's, but I think it went well with it. And then finally, I wanted to show you this one. The interesting thing with this one is, again, very quiet in the background. And see what looks like to be the grass? Excuse me, what that is that felting material. And I kind of lightly raked it onto the fabric. And then, you're gonna laugh. And then I sprayed the heck of it with the worst hairspray I could find. I got it at the dollar store and it worked. And I want to show you one more of the 16 by 20 flowers. This one is called Magnolia. And the background is actually a suede fabric, 2 different colors, one of a dark green and one of a light green. And then the petals, the flower leaves and the stem complement those colors using, I think I used a batik probably for that. And then up here, there are 3 petals that are smaller, and then the 3 in the back. And then I created, to make the flexibility, see those little channels? Like right here is a channel, right there, and right there. And then over here, here's a channel, here's a channel right here. And what I did is I stitched that, opened it up, and inside each of these is a piece of wire. And that allows for great flexibility in moving these petals around. The center is actually a piece of styrofoam. I covered it with a maroon colored fabric and then used a wool roving. And that's the softness that I wanted to put in there, and some decorative stitching. So I'm hoping that all these different ideas will inspire you to think about different ways that you could be putting these together. I'm going to show you one more that's kind of still a secret, because it's very different. Instead of using leaves to go behind each of the flowers, I thought I'd try something different, and I used feathers. And you know what? I kind of like it. It started out with me just looking at what was I going to use for a different background. which is what I did do, excuse me, by using the snippets. But then I started thinking about, I have other things I've done with flowers in the leaf. I'm sorry, flowers and the feathers. And I really, really like it. So this is as far as I got. Now over on the left, you can see I'm kind of playing with some fuzzy stuff there. That might end up being the background. This piece is 11 by 14 as it is. And so I think I have to have at least 3 inches of something around it. But as I play with this, I kind of did like this fabric because it kind of goes with the feathery thing. If you have some opinions, let me know because I haven't finished this yet. But I'm going to be doing more of this, combining not only the fabric flowers, but then adding something a little bit different. I'll show you one more quick thing because I don't want to give it all away, but I want you to see what else I'm working on. This is a large piece that hangs behind me when I'm doing some of the videos over on this side of my studio. What I wanted to show you 2 things is the background is one that I like to use a lot. It's just snippets of the dark green moving into the light green as if all the flowers were laying in a garden. But the highlight is actually this combination that I put together with feathers. And I really, really like it. It gives a different, I don't know, I just like the inspiration of the feathers. If you liked this video, I hope that you will subscribe. I thoroughly enjoyed making it for you, and I hope that you got something out of it. Also, when you subscribe, you really do help our channel a lot. It helps us to continue to bring to you the very best in art quilting techniques, designs, and artists. Thank you again for watching.